So glad to see all of you, and especially the students. They were all telling me the classes they would be in. Robotics, orchestra, science, math, all these things I know they'll get right back to. But it's exciting to have you here, and you're such a great group of students. Thanks for being here. On behalf of the Board of Education, I want to welcome you to Westport Middle School. And a special welcome to you, Mayor Fisher. It is an honor for you to be in District 3 at Westport Middle School. I also want to thank you for using your position to call attention to the community or call the community to be a part of the schools. You know, whatever's going on in the larger community or even in kids' smaller community, their families, comes into the school. And the staff here, the people of the school system have to deal with that every day. And raising awareness of the need for everyone to support education is so important. And this is a great place to call attention to building partnerships to achieve great things for students. Because that's what's happening here at Westport. Westport's led by a great principal, Dr. Stacy Edelman. Wave, Stacy. And the school is proud to have 900 great students like these from all over the county, as well as the neighborhoods nearby. Westport has achieved great things over the last few years, and I'm proud to list a few. In the last round of state testing, Westport increased its score in every content area and met all of its goals. And the latest report is that it has made gains for the second year in a row in ACT Explore test, which measures college and career readiness, which you said in the newspaper is what you're going to track. So keep tracking Westport. They're doing it here in middle school. You all are on track to go to college. And it grew what is now a very popular Montessori program, the first in the county in the middle school. And now it's in its third year, with applications tripling in the last 2 years, each year. Partnerships are alive and well here. It has a great partnership with the Fund for the Arts and is piloting an arts integration program. And they offer drama, visual arts, orchestra, band, and chorus, and dance as well, students tell me. It's also a U of L signature school. That means U of L is investing here, and mostly what they invest in is teaching. They have supported national board certification. They've supported training, a variety of things. Stacy's shaking her head. I'm getting that right. Westport even markets well. One local elementary principal told me, you can't go anywhere in the area without seeing something about Westport. For example, he said the local Wendy's is decorated largely in blue. That's Westport Warhawk blue, which is what I wore today. There is so much to be proud of and to celebrate in JCPS. And I appreciate the board's support for the work here. Thank you, Stacy, staff, and to you students for showing us how it's done. Now it's my honor to introduce a great partner to JCPS and so many other organizations and kids in Louisville, Craig Buteau, the director of the Louisville Free Public Library, where we are sitting right now.
Right now, this is the Westport Middle School Library Media Center, but at 3 o'clock it'll be the Louisville Free Public Library, and a magic transformation that happens every day. This library is a shared feature of both of our organizations, but today I'm excited to look at it and see it with a complete facelift, redecorating, reorganizing, refurnishing, and adding all of these new computers all happened in the last few months, sponsored jointly by the public schools and the public library. I want to call attention in particular to the help we got from students in selecting furniture. James Beals, would you stand up and take a bow for helping us select the furniture for this library? Thank you very much. So after we finish with the rest of the ceremony, please poke around and see what the Westport Library has to offer. Thank you. And now please welcome with me our Mayor, Greg Fisher.
No, it's great to be here at Westport Middle. Last time I was here was in April. Some of y'all might remember you guys did a great job during the Give a Day week of service with tremendous participation by the Westport Middle students to help us set our world record in compassion. We had about 109,000 volunteers, so I appreciate you all stepping up and being a big part of that. And I know in no small part, Dr. Edelman, that was part of your great leadership as well. So you're doing a wonderful job here, and the whole community says thank you to you and your whole team. Good job. And Debbie, thanks for saying hello this morning and welcoming us here. School board's a tough job, so it requires super citizenship to do that. So I really appreciate the good work that you all are doing and all the school board's doing as well. You know, any chance that we can take for people in the community to help our students, we need to do. We need to do it through innovation. This is a good example of innovation here through Craig Buteau and the entire library team, and how it really helps the whole community. We've got an asset here that should be open as much as it can be to as many people as possible. So our partnership with JCPS through our library system is very important as well. And there's all kinds of examples of that we really need to push forward every day, because you hear me talk a lot about what's necessary to compete in this 21st century global economy that we have. It's a super exciting time to be alive, or it can be pretty scary at times if you're not prepared. So the need for us to be lifelong learners and embrace learning and have joy in learning has never been more important than before. And to have the knowledge, the experiences, and the resources to get after this challenge is really critical. And in order to do this, I'm calling on everybody in the community to be part of the solution. Yes, JCPS educates over 100,000 students a year, but it is the job of all 750,000 citizens here in Louisville to be part of that education process. It's not adequate to just be a critic. If you see a shortcoming, then you need to step up and be part of the solution. And there's lots of ways to do that, whether it's just your attitude or whether it's a program like Everyone Reads. So when I talk to other mayors around the country, different mayors have different relationships with their school systems. Lots of diversity around the country. Some mayors, most mayors actually serve as advocates for their education system, and some cities' mayors actually lead and oversee the school board. In Louisville, my role, I believe, and my team's role is to use all of the resources that we have with our city government and with all of our citizens to help improve education outcomes for the children. This is a total participation sport. This is just not saying, okay, that's JCPS's job. No, it's everybody's job, because obviously our future depends on how these kids do. And this Westport Library here that I just talked about is one example of how we can smartly work together. But understanding the role that the community plays in a child's education is why I'm very supportive and a friend of the schools. And anytime I can convene people, community partners, to come together and talk about how we can improve our schools is what I have to do with great joy, because I feel like the mayor's office should be the conscience for the community as it relates to education and making sure each of our kids has a chance to get an education here as good as any in the world. And that's really what's led up to today, to announce something that we think is a very progressive step, and it's going to be a great step for all of our school children here in Jefferson County, which means it's a great step for our entire city and our entire state as well. So today we're announcing the creation of what we're calling a joint commitment to improve education outcomes between the city and JCPS. This is a groundbreaking agreement where the city and JCPS are entering into a mutually accountable partnership and plan to publicly report on progress on an annual basis. Intentional meetings between Superintendent Hargan's team and my team at the mayor's office on how we can better work together, how we can overlay our strategies and our tactics for one reason: to help our school children get a better globally competitive education. The city and JCPS are going to work together to make sure more children and more young folks are successful in school and life by working on the themes that you all have heard. One, getting everybody, all kids, ready for school. More children enter kindergarten ready to learn. We've got a lot of work to do on that in the United States of America, and Louisville is no exception. We know that a thriving child will arrive at kindergarten 3 years ahead of an at-risk child. So what are the odds of that at-risk child catching up? Very small. That's not very smart for us as a country to be putting ourselves in that position, nor our city here as well. So you'll hear a lot more about that in the months to come. So getting kids ready for school. Number two, making sure kids are successful in school, making sure that our youth graduate both college ready and career ready, whatever their choice might be. And then third, making sure our kids are prepared to succeed. So more youth are entering college and pursuing post-secondary education and completing certificates or degrees. I do not apologize 1 second for saying a high school degree is not adequate in the 21st century. If you have a high school degree, and if you're lucky enough to get a job, you're basically going to be living on subsistence wages for the rest of your life. That's just what's happened with the way the world's changed. So the need to find a career, a degree, a certificate, something that gives you a specialized leg up in today's world is just a given. And find something that you have joy in so that it's not toil, it's not work, it's actually something that you enjoy doing. So a lot of people are saying, why is the city taking this step? The city doesn't have anything to do with schools. I disagree. The number one reason is that the more than 100,000 students who attend Jefferson County Public Schools are obviously the foundation of our city's future. They are the city's future workforce. And the success of our economy certainly depends on the quality of life or the quality that comes out of our school system here. So no, the mayor's office doesn't have direct control. You don't need to have direct control to make a positive difference in anybody's lives. We all see that day in and day out. So I'm calling upon not just what the city controls in terms of city government, but all the citizens of Louisville to step up and help with out-of-school time and other activities that Superintendent Hargens is going to be talking about. Now, to be clear, this agreement between JCPS and the city is not about what lessons are taught in the classrooms, who's hired as school principals. We got a school board that handles all that, and they're doing fine. It's about what the city and what others can do outside of the school building and school walls and beyond the playground to improve the education of all of the children here in our community. Our city government's a large operation. We've got many departments, community centers, for an example, many programs, services and initiatives that are aimed directly and sometimes indirectly at student achievement. But we touch a lot of kids throughout every day. So through this commitment that we have, we are certainly going to be as aligned as possible with JCPS and super intentional about making sure the kids in our community are prepared to compete in a global economy. Let's take a simple example, out of school time. We know there's a couple things involved with a child being successful in school. One is obviously having some discipline, some structure, and some love and some support, but it also takes time, right? One of the things that you find when you study any successful person and say, boy, how did they reach that success? They put in the hours, right? There's no instant pudding. There's no magic formula for being successful in life. Was it Thomas Edison that said 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration? So you have to put in the time. And that's what out-of-school time is all about, enrichment activities. In the area of out-of-school time, the city formed the Out-of-School Time Coordinating Council with JCPS and Metro United Way to help guide this work, to make sure we're all rowing in the same direction. And there obviously is real power in that intentionality, in understanding and talking about how kids spend their time after school and before school, and certainly during the summers as well, because there are some kids that are learning 365 days a year, sometimes up to 12 hours a day. And if you're competing with those kids and you're going to school 200 days and 6 hours a day and that's it, you got a problem. Now, I'm not saying you got to be working and studying all the time, but you've got to be enough to obviously be globally competitive and find something that you enjoy studying. So out-of-school time is really important in that regard, and aligning what happens with out-of-school space and what our kids are doing certainly raises the odds for student success by extending learning time. Our metro parks, community centers are a good example of this. The staff there excels in providing kids with opportunities for sports, for study, for recreation. So studying how we can be more effective in providing time for academic improvement, cultural achievement, new experiences is something that we're going to be doing more of, and we're going to be doing it with great excitement. So our school system already, JCPS, through Dr. Hargens' leadership, states time and time again, our goal with JCPS is to be the best large public urban school district in the country. They have shown over and over that they are committed to continuous improvement. And I think as a community, that's what we should be focused on. We've got a leader and a team and a school board that says, yes, our goal is to be the best. And when we're not, we need to embrace that data and say, yes, we're weak there, but here's what we're doing to fill those gaps. As long as we're doing that, everybody in this community should rally around JCPS and support them for the good of our children, and obviously the good of our workforce as well. So whether it's the business community, nonprofits, foundations, parents, grandparents, everybody can be part of this solution. So I encourage everybody to step up, see where they can fit in with JCPS to help make sure our public schools are, in fact, the best in the entire country. That starts with having a good leader, a great leader, and we're fortunate here that our schools have the strong leadership of Dr. Hargens, who's now going to tell us more about our partnership. Dr. Hargens.
It is always an honor to have Mayor Fisher at one of our schools. I'd like to thank Board Member Westland, Mr. Buteau, and other distinguished guests and partners for being here. I'd also like to recognize Board Member Chuck Hadaway. Thank you for being here with us today as well. It's fitting that we talk about partnerships we share with Metro government in this location, because this is a shining example of what works. This year, it's about vision in action. And this is where it happens for our students and our citizens. So I'd like to commend Dr. Edelman, Paul Lanata, and Mr. Buteau for helping to improve the experience here at Westport Library for both our citizens and students. Let's give them another round of applause. Today's announcement strengthens the commitment between Metro government and JCPS, and it's built on a remarkable foundation of collaboration. I'm frequently asked what my number one focus is as superintendent, and I hope it's getting boring by now. Job number one is student achievement. However, the solution is complex. It takes a complex solution and a team of people focused on achieving that goal. And everybody here today is really an important partner in that goal. We know that some of our students don't arrive at schools on a level playing field. We know that some of our families have great struggles. So it's really up to the community to create opportunities and give our students the support that they need. Many educators refer to the responsibility of education as a three-legged stool. There's the school, the family, and then there's the community. Our challenge is to make sure that every student has a stool that provides them the support and stability for learning. That is why this commitment to our students, in concert with great partnerships and things that we're doing already, like Kentuckiana Works, Summer Works programs, Kentucky Science Center, enrichment, and summer programs, just to name a few, have been so important to the education of our children. The approach we've had it as partners, JCPS inside the classroom, bell to bell, Metro government outside, is really a holistic approach to education. A great example of this is Neighborhood Place. Neighborhood Place fills the gaps and supports our family. With social work, truancy services, and youth service centers, our families have a place they can depend on to get the help that they need. And I know that we have families represented here that have benefited from the services present at Neighborhood Place, and I thank them for being here. Another great example is LEAP, Louisville Education and Employment Program. It's a collaborative effort between JCPS, Louisville Metro Government, and Metro United Way. Did you know that that partnership has served more than 28,000 students in grades 9 through 12 in 18 Jefferson County high schools since 1988? The partnership's career planners are located in high schools and work with students who are considered at risk of dropping out of school. The career planners help carry out the partnership's mission of eliminating school dropouts. While we're talking about graduation, we cannot forget Close the Deal. Mayor Fisher continues his commitment to our students through this initiative that provides supports to students in 6 high schools that do not have a college-going culture in our families. And I'm first generation college, and I can tell you how inspiring the Close the Deal initiative is. Close the Deal aims to end the cycle of poverty, giving students the tools they need to make college not just possible, but probable. As you can see, the work that Metro Government and JCPS has done addresses the need at every level, from early childhood to elementary to graduation and beyond, as evidenced through our commitment to the 55,000 degree initiative. This approach is comprehensive. Commitment means being in it for the long haul. Our strategic plan, approved by the Board of Education, Plan Vision 2015, lays out a framework to fulfill the district's mission to provide relevant, comprehensive instruction that inspires our students to learn. The success of the plan depends on all of us. So this agreement calls on JCPS to continue to innovate inside the classroom for these wonderful students, while Metro government and its partners do the same outside. In fact, just 2 days ago, we announced the kickoff of the JCPS School of Innovation Design Competition. We want to engage the community in the exchange of ideas of how to improve educational experiences for our students so they can be successful. We have asked the community to answer the call time and time again, and our community has always answered. Metro government has answered. Our mayor has answered. Our citizens asked us to improve achievement for all students, and today we firm our commitment, which was approved by our Board of Education as a school district, as partners with Metro government. So I am pleased to sign this joint commitment, and I look forward to continuing our work with our tireless champion for education, Mayor Greg Fisher. Thank you.